Hello, good day. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is week 2 of the Strength and Swings workout, where we play with our kettlebell and improve our body weight strength.
Easy flex.
We'll get started with, I wasn't even flexing, watch out. We'll get started with a body weight warm-up. We have our kettlebells off to the side. This week, we're working on our single arm swings, our clean progressions, and ultimately putting our little combo together. It's going to be riveting. So hold on to your bells and let's get started.
Let's do it. And we'll get right to the floor to start today, working on those ankles first. So it's those knees over toes habits, like in those squats, and using the glutes, cramp up, extend the knees. Repeating 2 more like that, knees over toes, and maybe pretend to either go skiing or do the Carlton, something there, and then push those hips through again. I'm sure Lauren will warm up those lunges, so let's just get those bits warmed up as well. Pulling to the middle, tall on that back butt cheek, and then just press the hip forward. Continue to think of that as you swing or squat today. And again, same thing, balls of feet, grip down, rooting those toes, and then press through. More on those toes later from Lauren, but right now let's get back down to the floor to go knees over toes, and then our soft descent. Very quiet, very patient, nice. And then hips through and go hands on the floor here with the head neck warm up as part of it. So hinge on those hips, fingers, calluses, hands, that nice flow through the hand. And then at the neck or head, extend, chin forward, and then chin tuck. Repeating again, sets of 2. Grip the floor as you do. That's extension, looking forward, and then flexion, looking at the hands. It's always that first knuckle push-up I like to do from here next, where the calluses stay, the fingers stay, but the palms leave the ground with straight elbows, armpits being pulled down to the hips, and doing a couple more in a row, maybe on your own, doing 10 or 20 of those, and right now, just a couple to check in. We'll do the quarter turn at the hand, like the hand placement in that get up coming up later today too. But first, ear to shoulder, that lateral bend on the neck. So ear to shoulder, then moving the other way. And for here again, just sets of 2. And can you feel the muscles pull yourself over and pulling yourself back to center? Now I'll be pushing energy through my right hand as I drift to the left, and then pressing energy in the left hand, drifting to the right. That parallels our squat as well. When you want to go up from the squat, press into the ground, which is down, and you'll end up going the other way, which I think is up. And then just like Lauren, let's press through those hands and shake out those wrists. It's 1 more on the wrist flexion, meaning knuckles first, and then head, neck first this time. I'm going to look over my shoulder at Lauren in that nice rotation, and then through to the ground, and then the other side. Keep reaching the spine long as to push energy out of Lauren's top knot there to me. And then 1 more time, same thing. Finishing in the middle and always checking in on those ranges. Now we're flexing over the back of the hand. It does not need to get to the ground, but no matter how far you get in the stretch, push back to stack with the strength. Repeating again, the elbow stays straight, the armpit stays down, and we're flexing over the wrist, and then pressing into the ground to return. Sets of 2, 1 more time other side, back up to stack, and again, getting some of that arm meat going for the cleans, making sure your forearms are strong on the wrists, but also resilient for the light impact that it does happen with the kettlebell clean. 1 more thing for me, and it's with those shoulders. So from this tall kneel press, let's get some imaginary kettlebells into our rack position. Elevate 1 shoulder, and then find the armpit pulling down. Grooving your press, find that nice efficient way to get that kettlebell load or imaginary load overhead. And as you see with Lauren, the arm is in line with the bicep and the ear there, making sure that that feels safe and cool. Now, unlike with the kettlebell, let's elevate or shrug our shoulder, then find the armpit and pull that right back down to the rack. Relax some of that tension in that side and repeat on the other. Elevate, shrug, but throughout today's practice, pull those armpits low and groove that overhead press, breathing as you do and keeping the rib cage down as well. Then elevate or shrug and find that pull down and groove back down. And for the last one, let's just do both. So it's a shrug up and a pull down. Find your particular groove, elbows forward for a little bit of time, then they'll flare out to the side, allowing us to get straight overhead in line with those ears again. And then we'll shrug, and then we'll pull down, and then finish in that rack position. Extend on the elbows, shake it out, and I'll pass it on to Lauren from here.
We'll warm up those lunges quickly as promised, and then we'll get down to it. One leg comes in front leg pulls in, back hip goes forward. We're at 90 and 90-ish. Our hips are that bowl of punch and trying to stay nice and level. Let's do one pull forward. So we'll extend that back hip. We'll pull on the front leg. Keep the cage over top of the hips as your knee goes towards over toe. And then push the floor forward, sending yourself back up to tall, maintaining that extended hip. One more time, drifting forward, and then gently pressing yourself back up to tall. This time we'll push forward and back on the floor and get to the hover position. And then the mid station and the high. We'll come all the way back down, nice and controlled. This time we'll get to the hover station, lift the front heel. Heel down, mid station, lift the front heel. Heel down, high station, lift the front heel. Keep the heel up as allowed, descend all the way to the floor, land the heel, zip the leg underneath, and repeat on the other side. So again, setting up, back toes tucked, front shin vertical, bowl of punch level, hips forward, pull on the front leg, extend the back hip to drift in the forward direction. We're trying to work on the ankle mobility, that calf, working the knee towards over the toe, and then push forward to go back. The calf Achilles soleus. More for my benefit too. Push forward and back. Let's hover that back knee.
We need 2 of those, that's okay. Whoa.
Then push forward and back and get to the mid station, and finally to that high station. And then again, we'll pull ourselves back down all the way, landing softly on the floor. Next, we'll hover that knee again off the floor, and this time hover the heel. Heel comes down, find mid station. Heel comes up, heel down. High station, heel up. Heel stays up as allowed as we descend softly to the floor. Heel comes down, legs come underneath, kind of. Let's bring one foot forward. Then let's bring the other foot forward and end up in our low squat here. Whether you're low all the way to the floor or up a little bit higher, push it down and out on the legs. Gently feel the rotation of the femurs opening. I want you to be in a moderately uncomfortable squat versus being in the squat you could hang out in all day. Continue to push down and away as you press yourself up to tall. Whew. Take a second off. We're going to quickly hold our bell in various positions to get used to our kettlebell load, and then we'll be getting into our get up breakdown. So grab your bell, bring it into the center of the room, and let's get started.
Hip hinges and one arm carries first. So set up our hip hinge, 1 or 2 hands on the bell, and use that core brace to extend the hips to a tall stand. Then take the bell to the side of the body and root the feet. Cramp the glutes. Activate your cage down on the hips, meaning your shield of abs, and finding that nice strong position for the core to balance in the middle. Avoid giving in to the heaviness of that kettlebell and find the center. Open your stance. Return it to the floor. Come up barehanded and repeat. Hip hinge. 2 hands on. Full hip extension to the side. Slight elevation, meaning a shrug in that shoulder and pulling the shoulder blade back in retraction and breathing. Light tests of abs and cramping of glutes. Open your stance. Return it to the floor. Quarter turn of that kettlebell and come up barehanded. The last little kettlebell core load here is the goblet, and we might squat from that later, or we might even just put it all together, as Lauren said, in that flow. But here it's the clean to the chest position, ribs to hips, cramp the glutes. As a little bonus for 10 seconds, could we look through that kettlebell hold and again, slight lean forward. And as you do, I hope that cramps up the ab tension even more. Return it to the floor, come up with control. Those kettlebell holds could comprise of a whole unique workout in themselves, building grip strength, core strength, familiarity with the bell. But under Lauren's guidance, let's follow through the kettlebell progression and the get up.
Today's get-ups are going to be brought to you by the half get-up and a press. We're going to go to the elbow, to the hand, bridge sweep, find our lunge position, pull the bell down, do 1 press, and then get back down to our back side. We'll do that once on each side to start. Come on down. Whether you do this with a bell or without, you'll start in your kettle. Roll to your back, a 2-handed press. Now hip extends, pull on elbow. find your hand. A bridge and a sweep, press the floor away, sit up in your lunge, pull the bell down to the rack position, and press towards overhead. Now step the leg open, rotate hinge underneath, sweep through, find your elbow, push away to your back. Bell comes down to return to the floor, let it go, and we'll repeat the same routine on the other side.
And it always starts with that cuddle and maybe even the conversation to that bell saying, let's go and get up. 2-hand cuddle with a press. Drive through the hip on the elbow. Tall sit. Bridge and sweep. Press through. And now square up that lunge. Take a breath in on the descending phase in a press. And a core tension to press up. Then open and hinge to the side. Sweep through to the tall sit. Find the elbow, and then counterbalance off to the ground. Control the bell back. Bare hands on the up, and the ground is lava for those hands. Try to do it without using them.
So last week we started integrating our one arm swings and even our chi cleans. And we're going to continue with both of those skills today, but in progressive order, we'll warm up our single arm swings. Starting with 1 hike pass, 2 stop swings, 3 continuous. So set up behind your bell. Remember, you can always do 2-handed swings or even practice your hinges and deadlifts. Hip hinge, grip tip, pull, park, pull, swing, through, park. Repeat again, pull, swing, and park. Now this time 3 continuous. Keep that shoulder packed, the off arm swinging with you, chest tight, park the bell, up without. Repeat on the second side.
It's a single arm swing or hike to the groin. Then a hike and a stop swing out front, returning to the floor. And again, core brace. And now time for 3 in a row. Hike, out front, hike, out front, and the last one. And those soft, controlled parking procedures, like a parallel park. Just snug it right in there. And it's back to the get up.
Getting back to the floor this time. 1 half get up again, but instead of just 1 press, let's try for 2.
Sounds good.
If your bell is heavy and unable to press from that lunge position, spend your time holding that bell overhead, getting used to it while we do our 2 presses. Here we go. Cuddle, roll, press. So hip drive, pull. Find the hand. If the bridge sweep, set yourself up in your lunge. Once squared, inhale to pull down, up to tall. Do it again. Pull down, up to tall. Step to open. Rotate hinge. Sweep. Elbow. Back. Bell down. On the floor. Spins around. Turtle turn.
Same thing, other side. So 2 presses by the time we get to the lunge. So it's a cuddle, a roll, and a press. And we'll drive to the elbow, tall sits to follow, bridging and sweeping, and then press the floor away. Square up that lunge, take a breath in as you pull down, and a bump, squeeze, and core brace on the up. Ooh, little balance. And one more time, all the way back up. Open to the side. It's the hip hinge next. The tall sit, sweep through. Find the elbow, hand to the back. 2 hands on, cuddle down, and that bare-handed up. Nice squat, Lauren.
Thank you. All right, progressing our single arm swings towards our cleans. Last day, we did this drill. Sorry, I did have to think about it, map it out in my head. So we're going to stand over top of our bell. Hip hinge, we'll pick it up with 1 hand, then we're gonna put it through, park it out front. Stand up, step forward. 1 hand, boom, out front. Let's go now. Over top of our bell. Square up shoulders, use your hips, punch through the bell, through, park out front. Up without, step forward. Hip hinge, pull, punch through, in front. Let's do 2 more. I don't really like the number 4, but we're gonna do it anyway. Punch, through, Up without. Step forward. One more, hip hinge, pull, punch, through, park out front, up. Spin yourself around. Remember to switch hands. And we'll do the same thing on the way back. Hip hinge, grip, pull, zip, through, park out front, up, forward. Always stand up by driving the hips, and then right here, once the bell is down, stay square and through. Again, pull, punch, through, park, up square, last one, hinge, pull, punch, through, and park. Boom.
Imagine going for a walk like that.
You wouldn't get very
I
far.
wouldn't take it very far. Pretty inefficient way to do our cleans, but a nice way to coach the down phase and that soft park out front. It's one more set of get-ups, at least one more set of get-ups for right now. And we need one press and two. And now that favorite number, 3. Let's get to the floor and Coach Lauren will tell us what to do once we're there.
Like,
Sigh it out.
ouch. Don't hit your funny bone on your belly. It's not so funny. Take a cuddle position, then roll, then press. From here, hip drive, push to hand, bridge sweep, push away. Get yourself to the lunge, and if we're up for it, 3. Inhale down. Up, 1. Up, 2. Off arm and core brace. Up, 3. Step to open. Rotate hinge. Sweep through. Elbow. Press away to your back. Pull it down. Return it to the floor. And spin yourself around.
Awesome.
With your
So
bones.
as Lauren said, if 1 or 2 or 3 presses is too many, holding it under time, under tension might be helpful. And then next time you could do it either a lighter load, or we can modify those accommodating presses if we need to as well. But from here, it's a cuddle, a roll, and a press. And the last set of 3 presses in the lunge, drive a hip, tall sit, the bridge, press the floor away, square up that lunge, and a breath in on the down, core tension on the up. Breath into the rack, and a hup, effort overhead. And one more time, breath in, hup, overhead. Open the windmill, hinge to the ground, sweep through. Proud on that elbow with strength, and then return to the ground. 2 hands, and back down. Whew. Now I think I did it that way both times. Yeah, try to switch it up if we can. So bicycle your way up, stand up tall, and one more clean exercise here.
Yes. This time we are just going to, we are going to do our stop cleans, because next we're going to combo it, and it's just going to be a really rad time. So let's stand behind our bell. Just like that warm-up drill, it's a swing that ends in the rack position. So we'll take the bell, we'll bring it through the hike pass, pull to rack, then tight to the body through, park it out front. Let's start with 3 on each side. So it's a hip hinge, grip tip, pull, catch through, and park. Repeat 2 more times. Pull, hip drive, and park. And last time, pull, hip drive, through, and park. Up without. Super. Second side.
Other side.
You want to go?
No, you can go.
Okay, same thing other side. Hip hinge, pull, punch, through, park. I like to imagine being in an alleyway where there's a wall right in front of me, and I'm trying to keep this bell as tight to my body as I can. That will limit the bounce off your forearm and the bruises you have tomorrow. Whew. Now, go ahead.
Continue to use this kettlebell, and for 1 or 2 or 3 repetitions of that squat, let's pull up to goblet and squat it for 3. Into that goblet hold like the warm-up, zip it up. Find your stance, breath into low and up to tall. Breath into low, yep, core tension to stand. And it's that last time, finish tall, return with the hinge, shake it out, and
Now it's combo number 1 time. So we're going to put together all the skills we've done today, which are a single arm swing, a clean, and a squat. First time through. And we are getting fancy here. We're going to do a hand-to-hand switch.
Whoa.
So maybe we should just
Icing
practice
on
that.
top.
We should practice that really quick. Before we get into our combo, let's practice our hand-to-hand switch. Why don't I talk and show, or Ian show and I should talk. You shouldn't talk while doing this. And then we'll reverse it. So let's just do swing, switch, swing, switch. So you're gonna swing, switch hands out front. Swing, switch hands out front. Swing. So right now Ian's going in overhand grip, overhand grip, overhand grip, and park. Try it a couple times. If it feels great, awesome. If it feels weird, probably normal. If it feels unsafe, switch your bell on the floor.
So still okay to switch from that parked position. But here, it's nice and economical and save some of that time while I can continue to work on the endurance piece of the combination. So as Lauren said, it's that little switch, overhand to overhand, pull the handle out and get that nice firm grip.
And you're doing that in the float section of your swing, right about here.
Right.
I don't know why my accent changed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not sure either. Maybe because we learned that somewhere where that accent
Down
might
under. Sorry if you're watching, I apologize.
Yes. Okay.
So our combo.
Combo time.
One swing, one clean, one squat, swing through, switch hands, swing, clean, squat. The switch does not count as a swing. Ian will go first. You're watching if you're with me. Swing, clean, squat. Then it'll be a switch hand. Then it'll be a swing, a clean, and a squat. Either go with Ian, and you should have already gone, or come join me this time around.
There's slight variations in that stance. Lauren's swing and clean will be the same position, and there might just be a slight turn out of those hips as we get into the squat. On the other side, again, it's a swing with a long arm, clean with a short arm, and a squat, and repeating to the ground. Returning to the ground, and then we'll repeat. Same flow twice through.
That means swing, clean, squat, same arm, swing. A clean, tight to the body, a squat. Repeat same side. Swing again, clean again, squat again. Switch hands out front, second side. We are watching. We're enjoying a little break. We're taking our rest, not overdoing it. Getting ready to do the same combo after Team Ian finishes the second round.
Woo. Second round complete. So again, for those following along, it's a long arm swing, short arm clean, core brace, press the floor away as you stand on the squat. Repeating twice through, long, short, squat. Now a hand-to-hand switch out front, and repeat. A long swing, short clean, and pull yourself down in that squat. And one more round, long and short of it, and the squat of it to stand. One done, two done. We're going to go to three. Join us if you can, or scale back your reps as you need.
Taking that nice big inhale and exhale as we recover. Team Ian, coming out 3 aside, which is really 9 aside, which is really 18 at once. So lots of moves here. It goes up exponentially. And getting a little time under tension to play with that kettlebell. If 3 is too many, do 1 or 2 again. Keep it fresh, keep it tight. We don't want to get sloppy in these workouts. Less is more. You can always do a little more next time. Working on those skills, not just reps. Last-ish. 1.
3 sets of 3 each side with the slow breath in between sets and some of those shakeout moves Lauren was doing from before. Keep it nice and light. And again, we can always do more later. Maybe 3 is just enough. Or I'm not sure what's coming up next. Maybe I should watch what I'm saying here. But again, it's a long one, a short one to rack, followed by a squat. Find that tension on the core to stand up. Hand-to-hand switch, that's a new skill for us as we've worked on that too. And a squat, and to stand. It's been some time since Lauren has done these full workouts with the bell, so we're taking our time getting back to our routine. As you said earlier, this is week 2 of 8, lots of time to accumulate that volume so we can stay strong and safe in our practice. 1, 2, 3, and where do we go from there?
Well, I'd really
What would you really?
Really
Okay.
like to do One full get up from each side.
All right, I'm in.
So
Better than doing those cleans and squats for aerobics. So let's
10.
do it. Ooh, you mean full get
I
up.
mean full get up, Ian.
I'm in. I'm in.
As we all know, our true fans might know, I had a calf injury 5 weeks ago this week. Oh, I was going to press from tall.
Oh, that's even better.
And it wasn't awesome. It was pretty bad. So this will be my first loaded get up since prior to that. So I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling confident. Let us do it. You know what? Let's integrate everything. Let's clean. Press it. Get up, down. Step back. Use your clean to rack. Press to tall. Step back, lunge. Open. Rotate, hinge. Sweep. Elbow. And press. We come all the way back up now. One more time under this get up. Doesn't it feel great to do this again?
I think so.
Pull down through park, just like you learned. Up without.
Nice.
All right, don't get too excited. Second side. Here we go. Stepping back, square up, clean it, press it, get down. Leg you can touch. Step open, rotate, hinge, sweep, elbow, back. Come back up by using that hip drive, bridging to sweep, pushing through, squaring up, both legs, pulling the bell down with control, and parking it out front. Woo-wee.
Awesome. Good job.
Good job.
Great to see that. And we're live. So everything you see is honest reactions. Honestly, so happy to see Lauren do those lunges, but we do encourage you and Lauren to take time as you either get back to your favorite routines or as you embark on new skill journeys. This is the Kettlebell Swings workout, Strength and Swing, on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Thursdays, we still use that kettlebell and we'll work on those one-arm presses, nice and heavy as we're allowed to as well, with our stretchy hips for the mobility down under. Then Saturdays is the time to play with your strength, 8 a.m. or in the archive with the bodyweight practice, specializing in core, coordination, balance, and ultimately the handstand.
Until we do it again with you next time, check out our website, like and subscribe on YouTube. We are on Patreon, but also take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye. Haniru.